Hey, what's going on? Good afternoon, chosen ones. Back with another video right here. Hey, so check it out. It can happen to anyone. Yep, it happened to your boy. It happened to me. Disclaimer before I go into the meat of this video here. There's no such thing as coincidence. Everything that happens is supposed to happen. It was allowed by the Most High, Yahuwah, and there's reasoning for it happening. So all those trials, those tribulations, those hardships, the ugly things that happen in your life, past traumas that you just thought you thought it was the end of the world. You thought all this. Those things, believe it or not, they were allowed to happen. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because we all have a purpose here on this earth. We're not just meant to be born, go to college, go to school, get a job, maybe get married, have children, become a grandparent, and then die. We all have a divine purpose, a purpose assigned to us by the Most High. We all do. Some tap into their purpose younger, maybe in their teens, some in their middle age, some when they're old. There's some people that may not never actually tap into their purpose, but we all have a purpose. And those trials and tribulations and things that we've gone through, those hardships, they are meant to be testimonies for our purpose, doing our purpose. When we're like, what I'm doing, like sharing with you all, it's meant to encourage someone that may be going through currently what I've been through in my past. Also, those trials and tribulations are meant, as James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4 says, to build endurance, to build character. And, of course, James also says they're meant to be, we should be happy. I don't know anyone that's happy to go through turmoil. I don't know anyone that's happy to be put out their house or, get, lose a job or anything like that, But once you grow spiritually, and, things are going to happen throughout our lives. But when you're spiritually, when you're in tune with the Most High, have a relationship with the Most High, then when these things come against you, you understand why. And that's why I guess when the happiness come in, that because you understand why, it's spiritual warfare. The Most High Yahuwah won't put so much on you that you can't bear it. So just know in life, things are going to happen. It's how you respond to these things. These things could actually be tests from the Most High. These things, you could be having your own personal Job experience, meaning Yahuwah, the Most High, thinks so highly of you, that he wants to show you off. And he allows certain things to happen. In Job's case, he just allowed, illnesses to come upon him to lose his family and his livelihood and all that. But there's laws. He couldn't kill Job. He couldn't kill him. So I said all that to say, my experience as it pertains to compulsive gambling. I never thought in a trillion years that I myself would be an addict. I never thought, and I didn't see it coming. I never thought that would happen to me. I never did. At the time, I was working for a commanding officer. I was actually the personal driver to a general of a whole base. I was his driver, and I was his personal enlisted assistant. So there was 2 slots for both of those jobs, but they hadn't filled the enlisted aide one yet. So I wore both hats. I was his enlisted aide, and my main job was his driver. So in enlisted aide, in urban terms, I was a do-boy. When there was lunch and, I didn't cook it, and his cooks, a lot of times they didn't cook, but we would order food. I the one went and picked up the food. I made sure his uniform was straight. Between, he had a aide de camp, which was the officer that was an aide. Like it was like we shared duties, or I was delegated to do things that he either, I'm not gonna say he didn't want to do, but his plate was full. So certain tasks he would, give it to me, as far as buying ribbons for his uniform, whatever. So I did all this. This is what I did. and it was looked upon as a high level position. The general, of course, the stuff all paid by the government. He had fancy cars and all that. Marv had three, and I drove all of them, not at the same time, but he had a SUV, he had a plushed out van, and he had what else he had? He had three, I know. One of the vehicles, the protocol section used, but that was his vehicle. And then the van and he had a van that was like kind of, what do you call those vans? They had nothing inside of it. But protocol used that a lot. That was his too. And then he had the plushed out van with the captain chairs and then an SUV. So I drove all those things, whatever. Needless to say, I was looked at as the man on base, according to like the listed people and all of that. So I'm just trying to paint y'all a picture. So with all this going on, I remember this young lady, she came to my party. I was in Pagan, my 30th birthday party. She came to my birthday party. And prior to, compulsive gambling, I played Tonk. People play Tonk for quarters and dollars, whatever. I did the thing, whatever. But the difference between casino gambling and playing like Tonk, I'm going to use drugs, You have, or just, I'm going to use like cigarettes or weed. You have someone that smokes marijuana and then someone that's strung out on heroin or coke. Like two extremes, right? So that's how, your Tonk, like somebody doing, smoking a joint. That's the old days, a joint, a blunt, y'all call it, right? A doobie or whatever, versus someone compulsive gambling. That's like you strung out on heroin, crack. That's like the extreme. So this young lady came to my party and we playing Tonk and all that, but she mentioned about going to the casino. And I had never thought about the casino. There was no interest of mine. I didn't oppose it, but so when she brought it up, I'm like, yeah, why not? So it was either the following weekend or the weekend after that. It was recent, that same month, that it was about maybe 7 of us. We drove to Tunica, Mississippi. I was living in Huntsville, Alabama. It's a 4-hour drive, right? Okay, paint a picture. So yes, I was doing all this, driving the General and all this, then the third. But I also, one thing too, but I'm going to stop right here. All these videos I do and what I talk about, I'm so transparent. Whether you know it or not, this is all the Most High, Yahuwah, and the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. Never in my wildest dreams, I thought I would be so transparent about my life on such a public, forum, for the world to see and know. But once the Most High, He poured He poured out His Spirit onto me and revealed Himself to me, and I'm in my purpose. I do now realize that all those things that I went through is meant for someone like you and others. Years from now, people will see this video and they will be inspired and encouraged and whatnot. So I know now. Okay. So back to painting the picture. So then I'm gonna see where I left off at, driving the General and all this and third. Oh yeah. So I was in an unhappy marriage. A lot of people that don't know now or whatever that I was married. I was married for 9 years, and I wanted to get out the marriage. My wife at the time, we wasn't living together. She was when I met her, she was a student in nursing school at Howard University, HU, and she immediately got a job after that. But actually, her brother was I don't know all the terms as it pertains to hospitals, but he was a big time doctor at one of these hospitals in the DC area. So she was like, what they call nepotism. She was guaranteed a good job straight out of nursing school, working at this hospital, probably under her brother, I'm not sure. So she took that opportunity. And me being in the military, I was never stationed in DC. The closest I've been was Virginia. By that time, we had divorced. So she would come. We lived apart or whatever. But anyway, I was unhappy. I was into homosexuality at the time, and it wasn't conducive for me to be in that relationship. But my mama was all for it. You know what I'm saying? This is all, would you say, presentation, because, it's known that this, whether or not I had told someone or not, it's whispers. People know, okay, he's gay or whatever the case. And this was like, okay, yeah, my son not gay no more. He married, da, 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 da. she didn't say this, but she loved the idea that I was married, and she did not want me to separate or get divorced either. Now, look, this is my wife, but she had a better relationship with her than I did, because my mama, I'm from the DC area, so my mom, she had Emma over for dinner, whatever. They had a relationship more than I did, because I was living, either in Georgia, Louisiana, whatever. I was never right there like my mother was, and so all for show. That's what I want to say. It was like for show. This whole, and a lot of people this day, men that's in that lifestyle, secretly, they may not be acting on it, they want to, or they may be acting on it, but they'll get married for show, have kids for show. That, go back to a post I did about, there's a lot of your husbands and brothers and stuff, they are in that lifestyle secretly, DL, but they ain't gonna let you know. All right, so I'm in an unhappy marriage, whatever. So you got all this going on, and and then so I'm introduced to casino gambling. And I remember going to the casino, it was like lights, camera, action. It's nothing that I ever seen before. It's just like, oh my goodness, it's all glitz and glamour. But this is all set up by the enemy, because he wants to lure you in to becoming at least in my case, lure me into becoming a compulsive gambler. I never forget, the first game we played was roulette, because one of my good friends who went on the trip, that's what he played. So I'm following him. He'd been to the casino before, not me. I remember going to the, I'm about to say latrine. That's bathroom for the military, for y'all military, latrine. Going to the bathroom, and as I was coming back, I put a 20 in the machine, and on the second spin, I won like $200. I was like, oh, what? It's like this, what? So all a part of the enemy's tricks. The enemy is very cunning, deceiving, manipulative, all of that. So he lured me in like quick. I was 30 years old. And fast forward, now I'm in it. I'm in it, to win it, but I was losing it. And I'm a compulsive gambler. Never I thought I would be this person, compulsive gambler. What? And so I was in Alabama, Huntsville. And so this went on for about 7 months. And then in March, I PCS, permanently changed the duty station, and I was in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, SU. Now that's school I went to. I went to SU. But y'all only knew what I was in for. The devil did a number on me. While I was in Alabama going to Tunica, and $100 will last you all day, at least 8 hours. Here in Baton Rouge, is part of the Bible Belt on the riverboats. $100 will last you 20 minutes. I'm like, what? I remember that first weekend, I lost like $600. I'm just getting here. That should have been a sign right there. I'm like, what? Let me tell you, if I only knew what I was in for, boy, like Dr. Post said, it'll happen to anybody. I never knew. Here I'm an active duty soldier, staff sergeant, and this will happen to me. I'm a compulsive gambler. And man, it was rough. I've done a video, a part 1 and 2, pertaining to the gambling, but I don't necessarily thought I went into a lot of detail. I did go into some, but not a lot. Man, I was pawning stuff, anything I could pawn. I'm pawning stuff, bro, left and right. TVs, jewelry, all this to support my gambling habit. I'm, asking people I barely know on the job for money to pay my rent, pay my car note, money to get a haircut, money to put food in the house, because I'm gambling all my money away. Now that I'm awake and I know certain things, who's to say that might have been some kind of witchcraft or spell curse somebody put on me? I'm not really sure about that yet. And the Most High just turned into a teachable learning moment. But I'm telling you, gambling had its hooks in me. I'm telling you, talking about, it's equivalent to a strung out crackhead. I was just that bad. I don't know about you all, but the way the military works as far as like payment, let's say it's the first, and your money can hit your account 2 in the morning. Some banks you'll hit the day before. So in this case, my money would hit on payday at 2 in the morning. It's like clockwork. I woke up, looked at the phone, my money in the bank. I get in my car 2:15, 2:20, headed to the casino. By 8 o'clock that morning, I'm broke. Money gone. Ain't paid no mortgage. Oh, I was in an apartment in rent, car no, nothing, just. And then then the 15 when I get paid, that's when I, try to pay my mortgage. I keep saying mortgage because I'm in the house now. Try to pay my rent or car note, this, that, whatever, whatever. But let me tell you though, I was broke, busted, and disgusted, but I made sure I kept a haircut. I made sure my BMW, I had a convertible at the time, was black. It was waxed, and I made sure my uniforms were pressed. Them three things I made sure. So I didn't look broke, busted, and disgusted, but I was broke, busted, and disgusted. And I remember I had to file for bankruptcy. It was 2004, and the people that had, that my car was financed through the bank. But they came to the hearing, the bankruptcy hearing. I filed a chapter 13. They wanted that car. Ooh, they wanted that car so bad. They was pissed off they couldn't get that car. So the thing with the bankruptcy and laws have changed. This 21 years or 20 years ago. Long as you have your insurance up to date, like don't default on your insurance. See, that was coming out of my check. So thank the Most High for grace. Certain things like insurance came out my check. So I didn't have to worry about blowing that in a casino because so my insurance stayed current. So they couldn't touch my car. They couldn't touch it, man. They wanted to touch my car so bad. And so now I'm on chapter 13 for 3 years, paying all this money out my see right there, that was to teach me to I guess that was to teach me how to manage and to, with this set amount of money and make it work for the month. Because they was taking a healthy, I'm in the military, they was taking a healthy amount out for 3 years every month, but I didn't go hungry. Even though I moved around maybe 50, 11 times in them 3 years, I still had a roof over my head, still had my car. And shout out to McQueldra LaCour. I've already given her flowers, but she made sure I ate. She didn't know I was broke, busted, disgusted, but she made sure she knew. She knew we gonna go. If she didn't know, she found out. I'll tell you why. So I got there in March. So May. Now May, the first week, I think in May, the same young lady that introduced me to casino gambling when I was living in Alabama, and we used to drive to Tunica all the time, where her and her girlfriend, she was a lesbian, they drove down to Biloxi. That's probably an extra hour, added to the trip. So now that's 5 hours for them. Well, me, I'm in Baton Rouge, so it's only like an hour and 45 minutes. Biloxi. This before Katrina. So, the Grand Casino and all this going on. My goodness, y'all. It was a weekend. They got on a Friday and left that Monday, right? Y'all, tell me why I was AWOL. I stayed there. I didn't leave until I was AWOL almost, not quite 2 weeks, maybe like 10, 12 days. AWOL. No one could reach me. My phone went dead. I'm at the casino, so you get points, whatever. So it would be like some days I get a room free, comp room. Other days I sleep in my car. But I had toiletries with me so I can go in the lobby and brush my teeth and all that. So I was doing it like that. And then when you gambling, you can get free food anyway. They gonna feed you. They used to anyway. So I was eating while at the casino. I ain't had to worry about that. But yeah, I was AWOL. The unit put out a report on me about being AWOL. My own sister hired a private investigation. I scared the hell out of her because they had found a car matching my car. So she just knew I was dead somewhere, whatever. So I got her worried and panicking, and it was all this going on. And I never forget when I finally I had drove home because I had ran out of money. So I drove home, an hour and a half, got my checkbook, came back. Now I'm writing checks that I can't cash, but I'm writing checks to get cash. So I'm doing that. And I never forget, I finally got to charge my phone. And I'm hearing people call my phone. They worried about me. Little I know, these folks on my job done went through my apartment and all this, that, all this done went on, you know. But I heard my sister, I'm listening to all her voicemails, and as the voicemails keep going, I hear the desperation in her voice and all of this, and it was just really making me sad or whatever. And she is the person that the Most High used for me to get my crap together, and I decided to go home. I never get, I'm going home, and I got maybe like 10 minutes from the house. Mind you, it's official. They done put out a wall missing person, all this, right? So the police stopped me 10 minutes before I got to the house because he ran my tag. He like, you know, that's the car, that belongs to the missing person, whatever. So when he stopped me, I was like, sir, officer, I'm just trying to get home. I'm just trying to go home. And I guess he's saying it in my eyes. He's, you know, and he probably seen my picture. I fit the description of the person. So he like, okay, Mr. Johnson, you know, go home, go home. So I went home, and I remember reporting to work that day. And I reported to work, and whatever they did, I really didn't get in a lot of trouble, to be honest. That was the Most High. I didn't get in no trouble. I may have gotten a write-up, but that was it. I really didn't get in no trouble and all of that kind of stuff. And this was in 2004. Mind you, I was new in the unit. I had been there a little over 2 months. That was it. And all this done went on. And so I'm still gambling, you know, even after going through all that, I'm still going to the casino and everything. And then I remember I had the following year, it was the end of January. I'm in school too. I was at Southern, because that's 2004. You know, 2004, I filed for bankruptcy, and I applied to Southern for that fall. So that's going on. So they had started taking out the money for bankruptcy January 1st. Okay, so I remember, and I'm in school too. I enrolled in school, and winter quarter in January, winter semester. So then I remember getting a refund check, and I got paid. So right there, that was enough to cover all my late fees, whatever bills I had due or outstanding. And I remember telling myself, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go casino, but I'm gonna get because the money orders for this, that, you know, pay this bill, pay that bill, and write them out, you know, the money orders. I done went and gambled all the money away. I done went and got the money orders and went and got a refund. All of this went on. So needless to say, I got evicted out of my apartment. Had never experienced that before. And if anybody know about eviction, this person, they like the police, but they not the police. They call the constable. That's the person that comes and like, okay, you got to get out of here, whatever the case like that. And I ain't know what to do. I knew this day was coming. I hadn't packed anything. I was dressed up like I was going to work and all of that. And see, they knew that I was in the military. You know, these folks, police, whatever, they got ways to find out. These folks done called my job. We talking about embarrassed. You got like 14 NCOs, soldiers, males. They got trucks, they own POVs, everything, helping me move. I hadn't moved nothing. They helping me move my stuff, furniture, clothes, everything. And you know, I don't know what to do. And it was this one NCO, I can't think of his name right now, but he gave me the money to put my stuff in storage. He did. And I remember I had a couch. I love this couch. But the storage, after I put all the stuff in storage, it wasn't enough room to put my couch in there. So I had to leave my couch on the curb. Of course, it got, you know, either somebody took it or it got trashed, man. Oh, man. But it was so embarrassing. And I'm an NCO at the time, an E6. This went on, you know. And so that happened. So this 2005, you know, I'm still gambling. I'm being, you know, staying with this person, getting this place, staying with this person, getting evicted, put out this place, all this going on. And so, let me see, I don't want to miss nothing. Oh yeah, so 2005. So then my first line leader, I shouted him out too, my son, Milton Chapman. He enrolled me into rehab. So March of 2005, that's when I was enrolled in rehab in Shreveport, Louisiana. And remember I told you LaCour, if she didn't know then, knew before, she knew then, because Master on Chapman and her, she was the driver. They took me or drove me to rehab to sign in to rehab. And so now I'm in rehab. I'm an NCO in the military, E6. I think I was like 31 years old, 32, and I'm in rehab, y'all. That was just so embarrassing, you know. And I thought I had it bad. There's a lot of people had it way worse than me in rehab.